Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, the man, the legend, Oli FX. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. It's been a while, man. The boy's been holding the trade, holding this trade through. So, as you guys know, we entered Euro AUD. I haven't forgot when we entered it, bro. We entered Euro AUD on the 11th of August, last week Tuesday. It's currently the 19th of August, if I'm not wrong, at 12:48 in the afternoon, right? So guys, the war is in motion. And I think that is well reflected in how price just decided to absolutely reverse on us, bro. Absolute reversal. We were deep in profit. We were at about 1:2, and then price decided to turn around, man. So, unfortunately, guys, we took the loss. Unfortunately, I also did not take partials over here, but it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I'm just more pissed that the war is back in motion and price action is back to being so bad, bro. But yeah, guys. Other than that, I've started a Telegram channel. So if you guys would like to learn more of my trading, get more live updates, get more advice, you know, and just join like the community, man, then link is down in the description below. Everybody's welcome to join the trading Telegram channel. It's completely free. I'm not selling anything. I don't want to ever sell anything. Um, I don't plan to ever sell anything trading wise. Yeah, man, we're just gonna spread the knowledge. We're just gonna build a community, and we're just gonna do this, bro. Everybody's welcome, no matter your experience, no matter where you're from. And yeah, dude, just join up the family and let's kill these markets, guys. So, guys, let's go into the markets. Pretty much what happened, pretty much what I'm expecting to happen. It's Thursday, so I'm not really gonna enter a trade this week, but there are some opportunities that we could look out for next week, guys. So, with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Euro AUD, I'm still expecting a rejection from here. Still expecting that rejection from this area of interest. Maybe I traded off the wrong area of interest, but honestly, we did have the rejection here, so I'm not too sure how it would make sense that it wants to come back here. Not unless we are having a shift of structure and we take some buys, which is something that is possible of happening. If that doesn't happen, we're looking for sales, man. We're looking for sales. If that doesn't happen, we're looking for sales. So yeah, that's Euro AUD. Moving on to GBP CAD. I was looking for buys on GBP CAD. Almost entered buys on GBP CAD after we had this nice shift of structure over here, along with that big bullish candle. However, I did not enter. I was kind of too skeptical, and the daily wasn't really shaping up good at that time. But yeah, it looks like now we're forming a 4-hour bullish engulfing. Could have an entry somewhat like this. Very tight RR, very good RR. Possible highest point I'd aim for is that high over there. And we could catch something like this, which is a 4:3, 1:4.8 RR trade. So we'll be waiting for that. We'll be on the lookout for that. However, I do not like the daily time frame, so I might enter this trade next week. Moving on, AUD USD. As you guys can see, we are currently at this area of interest. Rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, rejected many times, right? So Just a reminder for an area of interest, in my view, is it has to have at least three rejections to be valid. So as you guys can see, we've literally had a rejection here, a rejection here, and then we've had more, another one here, another one here, another one here, oops, and another one here, you see. So that is why I consider those valid. This is why I consider this a valid area of interest. So yeah, guys, pretty simple. Waiting for the break, retest, and buy. Why am I not gonna sell off this level? Because all the time frames are bullish. So we want to follow the time frames because the trend is our friend. Some other setups this week, guys, I'm not too interested in just because of how funny they are acting. So CAD JPY, I was looking for sales, as you guys can see on the 4-hour time frame. When we broke below this area of interest and we formed that candle, I was really considering sales. However, I did not enter because just didn't have a lot of confluences, in terms of entry and the 4-hour EMA. I did not like the position of it and stuff like that. And we were also still above this daily area of interest, right? So what could we look for now? You might wonder. Still, probably still sells. However, I do think maybe if we close above here, we could have a retest and then buy to the upside a bit. However, it is important to note that we are still bearish in the bigger scope of things. We are still bearish in the bigger scope of things, guys. So yeah, man, that is CAD JPY. This is Euro GBP. I don't really like what I'm looking at because when an area of interest gets hit this many times, and I was looking for sales, right? When an area of interest gets hit this many times, I think that like the area of interest is weakening or becoming weak. So as you guys can see, it looks like we're forming a weekly bullish engulfing. I'm hoping for a weekly close above this area of interest, and then we get something like a pullback and then some buys. That would be good for us, man. But yeah, guys, it was looking very high potential on the 4-hour time frame, but unfortunately, um, just did not happen. As you guys can see, we had that previous high over here, and then we created this low. Then we had, and then we had this high, and then we broke that high to the upside. Fast forward, we came here, and now we're here, and so the 4-hour technically bullish. So yeah, guys, that's what's happened on Euro GBP. Looking for sales now. I'm gonna wait for a daily entry signal for sure. Maybe a daily doji rejecting the daily EMA, something like that. Okay, GBP NZD. GBP NZD rejecting that weekly EMA. I don't know. I don't really like it. But we did get a nice daily bearish engulfing. However, I do feel like there's something that's gonna push it to the upside. But if we get a nice pullback um, entry signal there, following this beautiful trend, this is literally the definition of a downtrend. I mean, it's clear as day, bro. So yeah, if we get that pullback with the 4-hour entry signal somewhere here, then that's good, bro. That would be nice. GBP USD, I missed this trade, guys. Unfortunately, I missed this trade. I was not active on the markets. However, as you guys can see, 4-hour EMA rejection, 4-hour bullish engulfing. That's your entry. Go to the upside. Another reason why I wasn't too paying too much attention to this trade is because the 4-hour was bearish at that point. As you guys can see, before we broke lower, before we broke that high low, I mean, we broke that high low, and then it was technically bearish, in my opinion. But yeah, we were above the EMA, the daily EMA. We were above it, and yeah, man, it just went to the upside. That's a very high quality trade. If I had seen it again, I would have took I would have taken it. And then we've got USD JPY. I was hoping for sales. As you can see, it just engulfed everything and went to the downside. I was hoping for a small daily bearish engulfing, pull back on the 4 hour for entry. But yeah, unfortunately, it just went all the way. It is what it is. NZD I missed buys. Well, when I say I missed, um, I didn't really feel comfortable entering, right? And I didn't really get my confluences like that, if you know what I'm saying. So we absolutely got no bullish engulfings. We had a small 4 hour bullish engulfing, but I wanted it to close above the 4 hour EMA, and it didn't. It's small things like that that actually can make trades go wrong, guys. I've seen it before, but yeah, man, looks like it was a solid trade. We could have done something maybe like, maybe like this cool 1:2 and held it all the way to the upside. I do think it's gonna go to the upside over there, for sure, for sure. And yeah, that's NZD-JPY. Moving on, we have NZD CAD. We're kind of stuck in this range. I want a proper break. Looks like we're now at that. It looks like we're now on that side. I want a proper break and a proper retest of this daily area of interest. As you guys can see, man, on the 4 hour time frame, we are bullish, right? 4 hour time frame is bullish. Entry signal, 4 hour EMA, 4 hour bullish engulfing, 2 hour bullish engulfing, 1 hour bullish engulfing, and this is a perfect trade if you ask me. Probably gonna happen next week, to be honest. It's a Thursday. I don't really like entering trades on Thursdays and Fridays because yeah, it just doesn't make too much sense for me. The week is kind of over and you can just catch an entry next week, you know. But yeah, guys, it is what it is. AD, CHF, again, man, we caught an absolute banger last week. As you guys can see, I was thinking of sales from this level over here after having that daily 4 hour bearish engulfing. However, we don't have some daily confluences and we are trading against this daily EMA, of which I think is going to really work hard in resisting the daily from closing below it. However, again, bro, this could definitely still be a solid trade. But another thing I want you guys to know is that one thing that happens with the 4 hour daily and weekly candles, right? The higher time frame candles is they usually create a wick to the upside. They barely ever like literally have no wick to the up and downside. For example, like here, if there is a tiny wick, I don't know if you guys can see it. There is that tiny wick, but it's barely ever like absolutely like these, bro, right? It's usually these longer wicks, right? Let me just find another example for you guys. Um, as you guys can see, like it's barely ever something. I don't know how to explain it, guys. It's just something that I've seen time and time and time again, That's the thing about trading. Experience will let you know things that let you know small details like these that not a lot of other traders will know. Yes, for example, here, things like this barely ever happen, where the wick is literally not even visible and price acts in that direction. Price always likes to create wicks to the upside and to the downside, man. So that's the thing. That's why I still think on the 4 hour time frame, we're still gonna pull back a bit. I put my alerts over there just to monitor the lower time frames when that happens. And if we enter, shit, I don't know. But yeah, man, we've got EuroCAD. We broke to the upside. We're coming back to retest this area of interest. Just for a better view on the weekly, this is what we kind of have. Again, this could go to the downside. However, yeah, man, I do think I'd want to take this to the upside because as you guys can see, we are actually bullish on this time frame. We are definitely bullish on the 4 hour time frame. Higher high and your higher low. Right. Cool. That's nice. That's clean. We'll watch out for that. I also want to. I'm also very interested to see how the weekly closes on EuroCAD, man. So yeah, guys, as you can see here, we're having a daily bullish engulfing cooking. This is simple. Wait for a retest, entry signal, move to the upside. Also, wait for maybe a daily doji or a daily, yeah, maybe a daily doji. But I'm not gonna be too strict on that. And yeah, here, your entity, I don't like how price is moving. As you guys can see, price is literally just doing this, bro. Price is literally just doing this, bro. Right? This, look at that. I wouldn't like to make any trade in price action like that. But yeah, guys, moving on. Euro USD, I really only want to take buys on this trade. I want to follow the trend because the trend is our friend, right? And again, just to note, the daily is bullish on this time frame. And if we look at the weekly, um, we are still bearish on the weekly, right? So interesting. We do have consecutive time frames. What I'm thinking right now is to just take a buy off of here. A sell off of there is possible, but very high risk. I wouldn't recommend, right? Okay, cool. Now, Bitcoin, as you guys can see, Bitcoin came out of crazy, came out of, did I say came out of crazy? Came out of nowhere, right? And just had a push to the upside, a proper push to the upside. We're above 70,000 now. I'm gonna wait for the, I think this is gonna introduce a lot of confidence. I'm gonna wait for a retest and then some buys. Although it's very risky, guys. It's very, very risky because the war is back in motion. The war is back in motion. I don't know if this is somewhat caused by the war being back in motion. I'm gonna have to do my research on this. And yeah, dude, very interesting. The only reason that I really like Bitcoin is I've had some of my biggest trades on Bitcoin, man. Like my biggest wins. One of my biggest wins come from Bitcoin. So yeah, it's just that kind of thing, you know. It's just that kind of thing in me that like likes Bitcoin just because of that. But yeah, guys, looking at gold, kind of approaching this weekly area of interest, as you guys can see, we've got not one, not two, not three, but we are cooking up. Um, dude, what is wrong with this thing? Yo, I quit. I quit. But we are cooking up the fourth rejection, guys, as you guys can see on the daily time frame. Um, we could reject off of here, man. We could take some sells. I think that daily candle is playing out to be a daily rejection. So what I'd want to take this trade is for the weekly to close in here, and then for the daily to close as this rejection candle that it is right now. I know that 4 hour time frame is against what we're looking at, but also the daily, also by the way, daily is technically bullish. However, yeah, I still do think that's a high possibility trade happening. But with everything that's going on economically, I don't know if it's the best idea to enter this to enter shorts, long-term shorts on gold. But yeah, moving on, NZUSD. I don't know. As you guys can see, we've pushed to the upside. All we can ask for is buys in this situation. Scaling down to the 4 hour, as you can see, nice price action though. nice price action, higher high, higher low. Simple, simple. All we want is a retracement to this 4 hour EMA. Hopefully it's probably gonna be around the area of interest at that time, and a push to the upside. Simple. This is the trades that I like, bro. It's simple. Like the price action is not overcomplicated. The price action is not hard to read. So yeah, man, we're gonna wait for that. Um Again, guys, I will be updating in the Telegram on these trades, guys. I will be updating. So you guys will know like in real time when a trade is like cooking or when I'm actually entering and setting and forgetting a trade. You know, it's all in the Telegram. I'll literally tell you guys like what's happening, what's my thought process right now. Because dropping a YouTube video is different because it's not really we don't get to communicate live, you know. But yeah, guys, join up, man. Join up. As you guys can see, here as well. Daily is bullish, very clearly bullish. On the 4 hour, we're actually now bearish since that high, and we created that low. So I have to say lower low. Gotta say lower high too. Um Looking at the daily though, looks like we're creating a daily rejection candle at this daily EMA. Maybe we can take some trades to the upside. Next week we'll definitely be interested. What I think is gonna happen now. Exactly what I think is gonna happen is boom, we close under, we create that high, we shift the structure, becoming bullish on the 4 hour time frame. We have an entry signal here, and then we go to the upside. That's honestly what I think is gonna happen. And then the big one. The big one is coming, guys. Give it some time. Give it some time. It's not ready yet. Don't take yourselves here. Give it some time. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much all. Unfortunately, we took a loss on Euro AUD last week. But besides that, we've been on a run, man. We were on a 2 trade win streak. This was gonna be our third. And yeah, but I mean, you can consider it a win if you only aim for 1:2, because 1:2 is the safe spot for profitability, man. You know, so for beginner traders, just aim for 1:2. Never aim for more, especially in the days that you're starting off, because you still need to learn your stop loss placement. You still need to learn your take profit placement. So using 1:2 is a good baseline to actually learn these stop loss and take profit placements kind of things, because it's the difference between a 1:3 trade and a 1:2 trade is night and day, bro. Because 1:2, the chances of hitting 1:2 are so much more higher than your 1:3, as you guys can see, literally as you can see by this trade over here. What happened in AUDCHF is something that happens once in a while, where you actually hit a 1:5 trade, 1:5.7, almost 6, right? Those don't happen a lot. So if you're aiming for 1:2, you almost hit it like all the time if you enter the trade properly and you enter an actual high confluence trade. So yeah, if you're a beginner, I'd recommend that. And dude, I just have so much advice and stuff like that. But if you guys got any questions about maybe your trading journey, how things are going, the markets, bro, in general, um, feel free to comment down below. Feel free to join the Telegram and ask. And yeah, man, let's build a family, guys. Everybody's welcome. Let's just have fun, you know what I mean? And learn this trading thing, bro. Trading is a journey, man. It really is a journey. And honestly, I've been in a couple of trading communities, and it really helps a lot. I won't lie, it really helps a lot. But yeah, it's about time I made my own. And yeah, guys, it's been your boy OliFX. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Sheesh.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up!
That's right! Let's go!